Eduardo, Lorenzo, Ochoa, how you got interested in Armenian issues and in Armenia as a country from the start, how you heard about it and how you started working here?
Well, first of all, as you know, I come from Spain, so for many years my only knowledge about Armenia was through the Roman Catholic Church, because often during the service they refer to the letters of the apostles to the Armenians. So at least I knew that Armenia was a Christian country from a very early age, as I said. Then, of course, coming to your question, in 2009 I was selected to be part of a support team to the Armenian institutions in terms of facilitating their EU cooperation and EU integration. And I landed here knowing what I knew since I was a kid, but not much more. But throughout my 4 years here serving to the EU and also to the Armenian institutions, I came to know a bit more about Armenia and Armenian people. And I understood and I strongly believe that Armenia belongs to the European Union, European community of values. And therefore, this was also an additional and personal motivation to try and assist as much as possible Armenia in its European endeavors. You know, it's my personal opinion that fundamental freedoms and European values are based on Christian values. And therefore, Armenia, as the first Christian country in history, obviously shares these values.
And what can you say about your experience of working here as an advisor to the Prime Minister and to the National Assembly leader?
It was very enriching. It was not always easy, because I understand, first of all, like any other person, people are cautious about the unknown. But I am still very thankful for the trust they put into me, and also for the responsibility, even though sometimes was quite heavy. And I'm particularly proud that with their understanding and support, we achieved most of our goals.
And can you say a couple of words about the European Friends of Armenia NGO that you are currently president of?
Director.
Oh, director.
Yes, well, our NGO is a small NGO, as you know, based in Brussels, and our motivation is not other than supporting further cooperation between the European Union and Armenia. Let it be in civil society terms, political, institutional, cultural. So, you know, this is a bit our objective and our goal, and that's one of the reasons why I'm here today.
So you are here for the global forum regarding the Armenian genocide. What can you say about this issue currently, and particularly about, as you spoke about Christianity, the latest statement by the Pope, who termed the Armenian genocide as genocide? Could you comment on that?
Yeah. No, also, I mean, as European Friends of Armenia, we also contributed to enlarging the number of people participating in the forum by distributing, you know, the invitations and raising awareness in Brussels for this forum. And, you know, as a result, I think you can see quite a few European Parliament faces and European faces there. Now, about our Holy Father, Francis I, of course, as a Roman Catholic and working on Armenian relations, I'm especially proud of his courage, his determination, and his engagement with the truth. And I think that's what is most important.
And the European Parliament has recently passed a resolution urging Turkey to recognize the Armenian genocide. Could you comment on that one?
Well, it's not the first time. As you know, there was one already in 1987, but of course it was a long time ago. So I think this new European Parliament resolution first is very clear and is adapted to the current situation of Armenia as a completely independent country. and I think it really means what most European Union citizens think about the Armenian genocide. Don't forget that the European Parliament is the only European Union institution directly elected by the citizens, and therefore what the European Parliament produced 2 weeks ago, it's really what the citizens think. I have the impression.
Do you think this motion can facilitate the recognition of the Armenian genocide in Europe?
Well,
where can it lead to?
well, maybe it's a coincidence, but you know, after the European Parliament passed this resolution, Austria, in Germany, they are quite advanced also in this direction. The Netherlands, a bit earlier, also passed a resolution. You know, and you know, personally, I don't believe in coincidence. If it's a coincidence, it's a very happy coincidence. But I think the European Parliament resolution has something to do with it.
Some processes.
Yeah. One of that this forum is achieving is putting the victims in the center, because after all, we should not forget that this is above, in my opinion, and not even as European Friends of Armenia. Personally, I think that first and foremost, this is a tribute to the victims and the descendants. And like any victim, all they seek is historical justice, recognition and remembrance. And I think this forum is delivering also in this field, that again for me is the most important one from a moral point of view. And I hope, and I would strongly suggest that this forum should be the first in a chain of forums, that Armenia should take the leadership in this field. And as you know, it interests the entire world, and therefore continue with these efforts maybe every year, or you know, keeping this format and moving forward.
So that it is not just one-time event.
Exactly. Because again, the victims are not victims only in the 100th anniversary of the Armenian genocide. The victims remains victims in 2016, in 2017.
But also the present situation, why is it important today, after 100 years?
Well, I think it's also, I mean, somehow people are more sensitive to human rights issues, and unfortunately, what is going on in Syria and Iraq,
Yes.
with Christian minorities and other minorities, and again also with Armenians, may have awakened some conscience. I mean, that's how I say it, at least.